Hello, everyone. It is Thursday afternoon. That means it's time for another Facebook Live. We are going to be playing with the Love and Courage stamp set today. So let me get this shared over to my page in case somebody's looking for it there, and then we will get started. We're going to do some brand new things today. I'm really excited about it. I hope y'all will be too. So we'll get into all of that. So this is going to be a longer video than normal because of the new things I'm doing. All right, let me get this copied. Then I have to go over to my page. If you are new here, every week I show you something fun on Facebook Live, and then the next week I give it away. So last week we made this card. And so I will tell you at the end who won that. This is with the Gathering Moments suite. It has this beautiful designer series paper and these gold and Cajun Craze and gold dots that are really fun. So I will tell you at the end who won that. All right, hang on. There we go. Oops. Okay. Got that posted over to my page, so we will get started here momentarily. Just gotta get back to where I was. Okay. There we go. Now this stamp set is, let me grab my catalog real quick, is Stampin' Up! Does this. I know they do it in the holiday every year. I can't remember if they do it in the spring mini catalog or not. But they do something where they give back. And this time they are giving to breast cancer organizations. So this is something that's very near and dear to my heart. I lost my mother last year to breast cancer. That was her second or third, depending on how you count it, battle with it. So I feel very strongly to support this, but also to take care of yourself. Have your mammograms, do your self-checks. Just make sure you're doing everything you can to survive this horrible disease. But they're giving back to breast cancer. But today I wanted to share more than just breast cancer. Whew, I made it through that. So I did a little Google. Hey, and I've just learned, I was going to type this up so you didn't have to look at my chicken scratches on it. And I got into Microsoft Word, and there's something, I forgot what it's called now already. I just did it. And it's like, what do you want to do? And I said, well, I want a list of cancer awareness ribbon colors. And it did this. I didn't have to do a thing other than type that in, and it did all of this. So it's AI, I know, and you know, there's good uses for it and not good uses for it. I think this is a good use, keeping me from having to type in all of this. So what I'm doing differently, starting today, starting this week with Facebook Live, I'm going to make one card that is like always before. I will give it away next week. Then I'm going to make 3 other cards that will be, I'm going to call it like an online class. And so if you place a $50 order, and this has to be done by Monday. I can't just leave it open forever. And this is separate from any other classes. So if you place an order for, like I have a class tonight, if you place an order for that class, it doesn't also count for this. This is a separate class. But if you place an order of $50 by Monday, I probably should add that to my little blurb here, by Monday night, then I will send you the kit you need to make the other 3 cards I'm going to make today. You will need to provide the stamp set. That's not included. You can use that as a part of your order if you don't have it already. I would love that. If you place an order of $75 or more, and this is where I'm starting, we may adjust this as we go along, you'll get the same kit for the 3 cards, but then you'll also get a free embellishment. Now, I didn't really think through this week, so I'm using different embellishments on every card, but in the future, I will use the same embellishment on all 4 cards, and that way, that's the embellishment you'll get. Now, if you're doing the $50 order and getting the free kit, the free card kit, that won't take me long to get to you. If you're doing the $75 order and getting the embellishment, I'll have to get those embellishments in before I can send you your kit. And I'm going to wait and send you everything at once, so I'm not mailing things twice. But anyway, this is something new I'm trying. Maybe we'll reach some new people that, you know, aren't able to come to card class in person. They can have a kit sent to them in the mail. So, and I will post this in the description of this so you don't have to try and remember all of that. But, hey, Marianne. All right. I think that's all of the paperwork. Let's get started with crafting. So, again, this one is the one that we'll do a drawing for next week. So, let's start making it. So, I am using, get all my little pieces out here. And this ribbon, I have not had a chance today. They just refreshed the last chance list yesterday, and I haven't had a chance to go look at it, but I did notice when I was looking things up, this woven ribbon, this white woven ribbon, was on the last chance list earlier this week, or over the weekend. I think it was earlier this week when I was playing with this. So we don't have any guarantee of how long things will last on the last chance list, so I wanted to mention that. So this is Pretty in Pink. Sorry, I've done too much talking already. Let me grab a drink of water. And this is cut with the Impressions of Bloom. So I happen to have in my pack of Pretty in Pink scraps, this already die cut. I've done it for cards or something. I had some left over and I thought, hey, I bet that will fit on there. And sure enough, it just does. So this is Melon Mambo. I'm just trying to get it inked all over. It's a big stamp. And let's see if I can do this straight on camera. That's always a challenge. There we go. And that is all the stamping on this card. And I will have to remember to clean that stamp because we're going to use that on another card. And this one I've done, oh, and I did forget to mention, with the class, you will get a PDF that tells you how to make all the cards. So you can always refer back to this video, but you will also get a PDF that tells you all the measurements and how to make the cards. Now this card I will still put on my blog with the measurements. So you'll still have access to that. So I'm not taking anything away from my normal Facebook Live. I'm just adding to it. So if people want a class to go, they can place an order for that. All right. So I'm just going to tie this ribbon, and this ribbon is it's real soft, so it's easy to tie, except on camera. You know, on camera, it's never easy. All right, let me get my ribbon scissors. I'll trim this off. We want to be sure that it's pretty far to the left so that we have room for this. So I like to kind of, before I glue this down, just kind of lay this over and see if there's room. Let's move it just a little bit more. And then that should work. Yep. All right, so we can put this down now. And anytime I'm doing embossed paper, I forgot to get all my adhesives ready. I like to use my liquid glue. So we'll put this on our card base. And this is, whoops, let's make sure we're opening it the right way. Yep. I'm having it open this way just for fun. It's fun to do something different every once in a while. And then this guy will go on with dimensionals. And I'm just going to put them in the kind of the corners. It's round, so there's no exact corners, but I want it to straddle that ribbon, so I'm not going to put any in the middle. All right, and then we can tuck that in right here. And then I have rhinestones. So this is the, I decided this would be the most easily adapted for all of the cards. So if you place that order of $75 or more, you'll get a package of rhinestones free. I have gone ahead and colored some with this is my Melon Mambo dark Melon Mambo blend. And I always use the small tip because if I use the big one, it kind of makes it, you know, kind of roughs it up. But the small tip, it doesn't, you know, this fine tip, it doesn't hurt it. And you just color them. That's it. You just color them. And I usually do it 2 or 3 times depending on how dark I want them. So let's add these to our card. I like to use my Take Your Pick tool. So we'll do a big one. You usually want to do an odd number, so I usually do 3. And there we go. So there is our first card. That's the one that we'll give away next week. Okay, so I'm going to put that in a separate place so I remember that's the one I'm giving away. All right, now the next card is, okay, hopefully I can get through this one too. This one is for brain cancer. So that first one was pink for breast cancer. This one is gray for brain cancer. I have a good friend who lost her daughter to brain cancer. So brain cancer, the color for it is gray. This is the card we're going to make. Her favorite color was purple. So that's why I added purple to this one. So kind of in her memory, we're doing this one with the gray for the brain cancer and then purple for her. So this guy. So I am using Gorgeous Grape and Highland Heather. Oh, it says Marian said something. No. Oh, it just says you're watching. Okay, sorry. I thought there was something new on my comments, but there was not. All right. So this is Smoky Slate. So if you notice, this is very similar to, I should have 2, yeah, to this layout. So I just use the same layout again. So if you find a layout you like, just use it. Again, this is embossed with the exposed brick, maybe. It's our brick one. I hope that's not on the last chance list. That's one of my favorites. I'm kind of scared to go look to see what is there, what I have to clean out of my craft room. All right, and then let's do our stamping. So Gorgeous Grape is the darker. We're going to stamp on one of the circles the word hope. And put it in the middle of the circle. And then we're done with Gorgeous Grape. Now we'll take our Highland Heather, which is what these 2 circles are made out of. And we'll just stamp some ribbons, whoops, on this one. I'm just kind of stamping them different directions. I'll do one off there. All right, and then on this one, we'll stamp some hearts. I should have had this underneath the other one. But we'll stamp them off first so they're not quite as dark. Oops, I almost forgot to stamp that one off. There. And we've got to clean that for another card too. Okay. Now we have all our pieces. So this we're going to put on flat. And this is the Gorgeous Grape, which is in the Regals color family. So this is a 6x6 Regals Designer Series paper. That's going to go there. And then we need our dimensionals again for this guy. And he's going to go right down here. And then, like I said, I wasn't thinking ahead, so I'm using different embellishments. So for this one, I used These are the Purple Fine Shimmer gems, and I'm using this deepest purple here in the middle. But you could certainly use the rhinestones and color them if you want, or you don't have to color them. You could just leave them plain. So we'll take, I think this is just 2 sizes. So a big one and a small one, and then another. That one looks almost different color, doesn't it? I guess it's just we'll take this one. And another small one. All right, so there is this card. So for brain cancer. Okay. Then the next one is orange, and it does say here that some ribbon colors can represent multiple. This orange is for leukemia and kidney cancer. So let me grab that one. So this is the one for leukemia and kidney cancer. So I need to clean my big flower that I just dropped on the floor. Luckily, I don't think it got my clothes. Although they're water-based, so it would wash out. It's the memento you have to watch out if you drop it. Hey, buddy. Oh, yep, I'm here, Marion. I'm making it through. This is a tough month. And my mom's birthday is at the end of this month. Okay, that's all clean, ready to go. So I am using Timid Tiger is the base. So that's Timid Tiger. And then this is Peach Pie. So let's get all of our pieces. Now, I will include the length of ribbon you need in the cards, but I will not include the embellishments. Like I said, in the future, they will all use the same embellishment, and then if you place an order of $75, you'll get that, or you can just use what you have in your stash. So we are going to ink up this in Timid Tiger. Oh, I should have done the other thing first. That's okay. It'll be all right. Let's see if we can get this straight. Might be a little low, but it'll be okay. There we go. Not bad. All right, that's all the stamping. But I don't know if you noticed on this one. So this uses the Sunflower Embossing folder. And I used my white craft ink and just drug it across there. And mine I have not re-inked for a while, so it's not real juicy, which is, I think, good for this. I can't see what Marion's saying because it's behind my... Yeah, I'm sure it is the hardest. All right, let me get my scrap paper again. So you just take your... And you can do this with any color. With this card, I liked the white. And I'm just gently... I'm not pressing it all. I'm just gently rubbing it across the embossed card. So no pressure. Just rub it across there. And so it just picks up the embossed pieces and puts some ink on it. Like I said, you can do it with any ink. I just like the white with this card. All right. We'll do some layering. We'll give that just... The craft ink does take a little bit longer to dry. Now, there's not a lot on there, so I don't think it'll be too bad. Where is my piece of... And I decided that this needed a little piece of white to kind of separate it from the background. Again, I will have a tutorial that I will send to anybody that orders and gets this class. So they will have all the dimensions and the directions and everything. All right, and I did this one this way too. I was just on a kick of making them sideways when I was doing these. Now my bone folder is hiding. There it is. So we can put this on the inside. All right, and then we need to wrap our ribbon around before we adhere this. So this is the Timid Tiger ribbon, and it's another soft ribbon that makes it easy to tie. This time I'm putting it on the right side. And if you ever wonder how to make your ends go across like that instead of up and down, the trick is you want to be sure you put the same ribbon, end of ribbon over the top both times. So this time I'm going to go left over right. So now the ribbon that I did over the top is this one that was on the right. So then I go right over left. And that will make it come out going side to side like that, following your ribbon. If you want it to go up and down, then alternate. Go left over right both times. And that will make it go up and down. All right, so let's scoot this over. There we go. Now we can put this on. Again, it's embossed, so we'll use our liquid adhesive. Just hold that down for a minute. And then dimensionals on this guy again. Anytime I'm going over a ribbon, I like to use dimensionals. And tuck that in here. And then I used, sorry, I should have taken all these out of the plastic first. These are the 2025 to 2027 in color flat pearls. Again, you could use the rhinestones and color them or just use them as is. Next time I will do better and use the same embellishment for all the cards. That will make it easier for all of us. So I'm going to do 3. This one does have 3 different sizes, so I'm just going to use 1 of each size. All right. So that is card number 2 of the class. All right. And then the last card in the class is Teal for ovarian cancer. And I mean, the first 2 I picked for personal reasons, but after that I just picked colors that I knew that I had Stampin' Up! Supplies to make. But you could certainly use any other colors on these. Let's see, I think I need the heart cleaned this time. For whatever color cancer you needed to send somebody a card about. Or if you're battling it and you need to send thank you. I think this is, there is a sentiment. Yeah, I didn't use it on any of mine, but thank you for supporting me throughout my battle. So I didn't use that one or the it's okay to not be okay. Those 2 I didn't use. Okay. So many things. All right. We'll get here. All right, this is the 3rd card in the class. So like I said, this is for ovarian cancer, Teal. This is Coastal Cabana. So let's stamp our, here it is, our sentiment first. So I'm going to use Memento for the sentiment. And don't do it all the way to the left. You're going to do it towards the right a little bit. And then we're going, oh, I need to clean my ribbon too. I forgot I needed to clean it. I like to stamp off the extra ink before I put it in here. Just keeps from having quite as much ink in your chamois. but I do love my chamois. Okay. Then in Coastal Cabana, you're going to stamp the ribbon just right over the first part of that sentiment. Oh, I didn't get it quite all inked up, but that's okay. And then, sorry, we're not done with that. So we'll set that aside. We have, so this is some more of the 6x6 paper. So this is the Brights. Coastal Cabana is part of the Brights. So I just stamped, and I think I stamped it off. I'll grab my scratch paper again. The word love all over it. I didn't want it to be anything, you know, too much, but just a little bit in the background. Put more up there. And not quite done with Coastal Cabana. I might need that still. Our card base, let me get it folded. I stamped some hearts on it. So you'll notice in the upper right and the lower left, just a few hearts. And these are not stamped off. I just stamped them full strength. Just turn them a little bit so they're not all exactly the same direction. There we go. Now we're done with stamping. Okay, now I can get some of this out of the way. And I wanted the sentiment to not be quite so much. I mean, that's just a big sentiment to put on there. So I trimmed it. So I just take my snips. So whatever small scissors you have. And you'll notice I'm turning the paper, not the scissors. That just makes it a smoother. And you want to leave a little border around, you know, even when you get to this image here. That way, when people look at it, they see the stamped image and not your cutting. If you cut right up against that image, then it would be very obvious if you were squiggly or whatever. All right, now we're ready to put it all together. So this is just a piece of basic black. These are the Everyday Arches. I love these dies. They are so fun. I used them for the treats for my class tonight. So I just put that on flat. This will go on flat on the card. So just in the middle there. I should have stamped one up a little farther, but that's okay. And then this guy, find my dimensionals buried over here. We'll get a couple of dimensionals. And so I just kind of put him in the middle here, hanging off a little bit. And then I used, again, you can use the rhinestones. The rhinestones would work fine on any of these cards, colored or not. You could color them or not. But I used the neutral matte dots because it had black. And I've never tried. Let's try it. Let's see. Let me find my rhinestones again that I've buried under here somewhere. Because we do have a basic black marker. Or blend, I mean. So dark, basic black. Let's see. It may look more gray than black once we color it, but we'll see. So I just go over it. Again, I'm going to do 3. And then I just go over it again. And we'll go over it one more time. So it's not matte, obviously, like the other ones. But this is what I'm talking about. If you place the order of $75 or more and you get these, then you can just color them to match the card. And if you have the other embellishments that I used, you obviously can use them. All right, let's see how we like these. Whoops. There we go. I like them. Yeah, those look good too. So that was with the matte dots I did, and then this is with the rhinestones that we colored with the black blend. All right, so that is the third card. So to reiterate, in case you were running late, we're doing something a little different with Facebook Live. So we have one card, like always, that is free, that I'll draw for next week. So that's this first card. And then we have 3 cards that are going to be a class, an online class. So if you place an order of $50, you get the materials to make these minus the embellishments. You'll get the ribbon, but not the embellishments. If you place a $75 order or more, then you'll get the kits to make these 3 cards plus a free embellishment. And this time it will be the rhinestones, basic jewels. So you can use those on any of these cards, would be fine, colored or not. And the order has to be in by Monday evening. If you're just placing the $50 order to get the card kit, I can get those out to you that week at the end of, like Monday, the end of that week. If you're placing the $75 or more and want the embellishment, I'll have to wait until I get the embellishments in, and then I can send those out to you. So that will be a little bit longer. I'm not going to send 2 packages. I want to just send in 1. Okay. Any questions, feel free to ask me. I will still put on my blog shortly after this video the measurements for this card. And then with the class, you'll get a PDF, and it will actually have all 4 cards in it. You'll only get the supplies to make the 3 cards, but I will include the other card as in the PDF also. All right, now we just need to find out who won. It's got buried under everything over here. Who won this card from last week? And it is Debbie. So I am going to see her tonight at class. I will give her her card then. All right, again, any questions, just ask. Hopefully that all made sense. Hopefully you enjoy this new format. I'm having fun with it. I think next week it will probably be Halloween, because we need to do Halloween, but I need to verify that that stuff is still available. So it's going to be make sure that nothing's gone on last chance or hasn't sold out before I do the class. So I need to check that. All right. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you. Thanks, Betty. I'm glad you liked them. I will see you next week. Bye.